All right. Welcome to the Sunspot. It's true. Back in the building, in effect mode, like they used to say. Give me 5 minutes, and I give you the word. Let's go.
They already know, yeah. That shit we on. And when the weather we get better. This shit right here forever. This shit nothing. Yeah, it could be your time today, so you better find a way. Let the money multiply, let the hate evaporate. Boy, you better speak your truths, let the fake fabricate. Run around like you a shooter, you ain't never held a case. So say goodbye to your fake chopper, say hello to your real problems. Find you some money, yeah, you still staying with your mama. I'm not here to shoot you down, I'm here to help figure it out. Cause we all been there before, stress, waking up on the couch. Trust, I've been through the drought, shit, I'm still kinda going through it. But trust me now. Money, my language, I speak it fluent. I'm talking hard work, dedication, man, you can do it. I'm talking that money to go pursue it. And whatever it is, I hope you do it real big. If you stay true to yourself, then forever you'll live. Whether it's $1 million plus or just a brand new gig. Like I ain't never giving up, nigga, that hustle saved us, yeah. Hustle the only thing that saved us. Hustle the only thing that saved us. Spreading so much love, it's starting to get contagious. Yeah, hustle the only thing that saved us. Yeah. Hustle the only thing that saved us. Hustle the only thing that saved us. Spreading so much love, it's starting to get contagious. Yeah, hustle the only thing that saves us. You might just catch me on a mission, hoping that they see my vision. Life ain't promised to me later, manifest some more ambition. Broke the rich, nah, it couldn't be a hard transition. On the ship, it's sometimes confused with supervision. I'm focusing in on the control of my provisions. The snakes trying, before we talk deals, let's talk all the specifics. It ain't real, I seen that shit from a distance with no invitation. The demons still come to visit with no hesitation. I'm focused, I'm trying to get it, can't live with that frustration. So I just changed my situation. This way you can't debate it, we the flyest in the nation. It's all a money game, the hustlers we participating. The journey got me anxious, the struggle had me thinking. These niggas wrapped in blankets and they got big dreams. Well, get up and chase it, my nigga, by all means, yeah. Hustle the only thing that saved us. Yeah. Hustle the only thing that saved us. Spreading so much love, it's starting to get contagious. Yeah, hustle the only thing that saved us. Yeah, hustle the only thing that saved us. Hustle the only thing that saved us. Spreading so much love, it's starting to get contagious. Yeah, hustle the only thing that saved us. Yeah, hustle the only thing that saved us.
Welcome to the realm, Chocolate King Black.
Everything around me, cream get the money, crest low dollar, the heart of a lion, the mind of a doctor, that's Umar, Floyd Anderson, Boyce Watkins, you fools base wealth off the goals you could poly, a man's real wealth is the soul he embodies, measured by his good deeds, but what about the newborn, stillborn, no chance to sin, do his soul still carry on, or David Rothschild, wicked till he old grade, some say a devil still died at an old age, should we get the drink from the fountain and coexist? Is it an afterlife? Do the soul exist? Or maybe this is it, no heaven and no glory. Still, even if it is, when they retell your story, make sure it's not of destruction, hate, and terror before a better world. My wealth is life forever, rich.
You make a lot of money out of your music?
Money. I mean, how much is a lot of money to you?
Yeah, that's a good question. Have you made, say, millions of dollars?
No.
Are you a rich man?
When you mean rich, what you mean?
You have a lot of possessions? A lot of money in the bank?
Position make you rich?
telling you now, when I see Biggie, it's not gonna be like we're gonna attack him every time. I might be in a good mood, and I might not want to be going. This shit is so minor. This is not about me and Biggie. Everybody keeps talking about it. Y'all making this nigga bigger than he is. Do you hear me fucking talking about this? This is a major plan, a major strategy. That was the impetus, or the starter, or the generator that kicked it off. They happen to be the regime before me, just like Republicans hate Carter or whatever. Now the Republicans is like, we can't wait for Bush to come back. You know, just like now I'm in power. Everybody that love Biggie, they all like, I can't wait for Biggie to come back, or somebody like that, or Nas. That's why they root for them. They rooting for they people. And when I was gone, that's why all my niggas was like, we can't wait for them to come, and that's why they rushed the polls. They wanted a new regime, and my regime includes the East Coast. It includes the West Coast. It brings money. It's economics. You know what I mean? I studied this shit. Yeah, I'm bringing money to New York by signing groups, by Death Row East. That's bringing money, economics, that's sales. I'm bringing the bridge through this motherfucker. I want to start an athletic team where all the rappers sponsor a team. Right. You know what I mean? I'm bringing the community involved, giving money back to the community. We got Mother's Day, Thanksgiving, and Christmas so far, Death Row. We've been doing that we're gonna do it every year. Clothing, feeding, come on, that's the welfare right there. We are the best choice for this to the millennium.
That's some ill shit, man. I'm telling you.
And I'm the only one in it like that. This nigga Biggie still talking about fucking Godfather. That's why I said to Nas when I did some of my records, you watch too many fucking movies. No, who's gonna fucking follow you? These niggas talking about Al Pacino, they getting their Italians mixed up. They like Al Pacino, Luciano. That show you what type of niggas you dealing with. Only thing they like is the sound of an Italian nigga's name. Pacino, they getting their Italians mixed up. They like Al Pacino. We're really truly great men. And I find any great man, black or white, I'm gonna study him, learn it, so he can't be great to me no more. Like Machiavelli. And that's why I don't say my name's not Machiavelli. My name is Machiavelli.
Right. Welcome to the Sunspot. Hope you're feeling well and all right with yourself. I am True Omega Sun, the host of the show right now. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, man, I've been all right, you know what I'm saying? It's been okay. Things have been moving and shaking and moving. I'm glad you're in the spot. Salute to Black. I see you, man, and you know, you spelling the salute the right way. I like that, you know what I'm saying? We got to take back our definitions and our meanings of things. Let me know what the sound is like. You know, thumbs up if you like the sound. What's going on? I know that another speaker on. I like loud music, so sometimes that happens. Let me turn that down. All right, now let me know if you can hear me right away. No echo, no feedback. All right, super. Salute to my Sun Seeds family on Facebook and everything like that. Also to my good online family abroad. You know, I was doing a internet radio show with my man DJ Mr. Clean and my man So Faking What, So Fucking What, for over 6 years, about 7 to 8 years, and it morphed into this reality of dealing with, you know, the new age stuff that we're dealing with right now. You know what I'm saying? So we're reviving and shaking. I want to talk tonight about wasteful spending and also wasteful energy, but more importantly, wasteful spending as we go into the new budget that is planned just recently, actually, right after uh, uh, um, the last great 9/11 memorial, and that's significant because you had most of the living presidents there except number 45. And that's interesting. So we're going to dive into that. I want to go through a couple of the reports that are very specific, detailed, and from some colorful characters. Dr. Rand Paul, is one of them. Hope you can hear me. Yeah, I got you. Dr. Rand Paul had a 2020 report called the Festivus Report. You know, if anybody watched Seinfeld before, of course, and I'm guilty. Yeah, that's me. Remember on that? Yeah. I love Seinfeld. No, no, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? But you know how people do. The Festivus was Festivus for the rest of us. Costanza's father came about with it, put Kramer onto it. Grievances, feats of strength, the whole thing. So you wouldn't have to conform to the other holidays. It's crazy. But the report itself, even though he made light of it, was about government waste, which is very interesting and very important as we dig deeper. And we find out how much money is actually being wasted out of your taxpayer money, you know. So let's go through the line and let me see if I can find a good screen for you. Bam. Okay. Here we go with the Festivus Report 2020 Government Waste. Let's see if you can look down through it with me. Gather along, everybody form a circle, Let's get this business. All right. Who is Rand Paul, U.S. Senator of the Federal Spending Oversight and Emergency Management Subcommittee for Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee? All right. That's a lot to tangle, right? But just link the words together and you'll find out where a great portion of the money is coming from. And why does it apply to you? Guess how you get stimuluses? Guess how um, taxes are being raised? Guess how supply chains are being compromised or even opened up? Through these reports, and also you find out how the actual spending affects us. Total over 54 billion in government waste in the year 2020. That's about $82,000 per person. Now I don't know if you can use $82,000 and be comfortable and satisfied, but I know I can use a great deal of that and and get it busy. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that's about. We're gonna go into some of the things that it's spent on. Okay, just bear with me for a minute because I had the report out, and I also have another one in the backup. Um, Where's the Pork article by Adam Andrew Drewski from Forbes magazine. Did this from circa 2017 to 2019, and that was a very interesting article on some of the things that are spent daily. Well, not daily, in the budget. So let me see if I'm repeating somewhere else. And feel free to add on. One of the best things that are done is that this is an interactive community where you feel free to chat amongst yourselves. Feel free to comment about the actual content as long as you're respectful. I dig it and I can deal with you. Also, like, comment, share, and definitely get an understanding, at least from where I'm coming from. I'm not the authoritative voice and I'm not the definitive voice, but I am a voice of reason and responsibility. So we're going to go into it real deep. Well, not too real deep. And I want to definitely give a salute and remembrance, shout out, and tribute to Tupac Amaru Shakur. And I played him earlier. And just want to get step by step on his evolution as not just an MC, but of a pseudo activist right? And also one that was poisoned by the street life. Kind of like what the fabric of this community in the YouTube world, Facebook world, IG, almost every social media platform is infested with. You know what I'm saying? So we want to move on from there. 54,746,524,505.37. You think you could have spent that money better? Press 7. Turn up the volume. Thank you, brother. Okay, let me do that real quick. Think you could use that better? How about that? 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 Jesus, a lot of echo. I don't like that echo. Let me take this thing off. All right. Hello, hello. A little better. Okay. Who can spin that better? Can we get it? Can we get it? $54 billion. All right. I think I got a good EQ right now. Let me know how that is, y'all. And thank you for your help. All right. Let's go through at least the first top 10. Yeah, I'm trying to take. Hold on. Let me do this. It's been a minute. How about that? The echoes are mud. I can tell you that. Matter of fact, yeah, I keep that mic up. Keep the speaker up. You good? All right. There's a study. On the top of the thing, on the top of the report, the Festivus report, healthcare. Studied if you'll eat ground up bugs. 1,327,781.72. A study on if you eat ground up bugs in your lifetime as part of your diet. That's how much is being allocated from the 54 billion. Boom, into that study. And I want you to take mental notes, if possible. Challenge yourself to see where this money can be better directed. But that's the challenge. Things you do not see. You're not told about. We're all not told about where our money goes and how it's invested after we go through these taxes and the income tax that we overpay every year and stuff like that. Also, the budgets that are allocated and what's going on. We also don't truly see the programs, and what results in a blossoming of the communities that we act for. That's one. Going through like 10. Ask why stress makes hair turn gray. A whopping $36,831,620. Listen, I got gray hair. If I had some of the 36,831,620, it might be a little less gray. It comes with the territory. Nah, much of that can be used for other things. Do you have a community center in your area that may need repair, restoration? Maybe some programs available from responsible people in the community. Maybe I don't know, some new school books, new sports teams, new chess clubs. Be imaginative when you do these things. Let's think about the things that we need, want, and basically can use in our vicinity, right? Redirection of programs, redirection for new innovative ideas, things of that nature. $36 million. Still echoing? Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Damn. How about now? How about now? What about now? Shouts out to Drizzy Drake, the new product. Among other, AZ got a new product. I'm gonna do that on the block joint. I ain't gonna do that right now. Some good stuff coming up down the pipe, and definitely salute to my man Reef Hustle. All right. Attempts to get Eastern or tries to get Eastern Mediterranean youth to stop smoking hookah. $1,471,617. Say what? $1,471,617. Now, in the Middle East, that is part of their culture. So, American dollars in healthcare. Salute EP, how you doing? Let me know how things are running. $1 million plus going to another country to get them to stop smoking hookah. What? Okay. Let's go. Use cancer research money to create a smart toilet. A smart toilet. Why? Why would you want to do a smart? Why would you want to spend that much money on? It's $6,973,057. If you're looking on your screen, you can see it on the other end right over there. Over there. $6 million for that. Where could the $6 million go? How many poor families could it help? Remember, the $54 billion can supply everyone in the U.S. $82,000. We already seen one out of the healthcare versions where it's going somewhere else, Eastern Mediterranean. Okay, let's go. Salute. Tries to get adults to stop watching too much TV. $1,246,570. You're already not watching TV. You could have been anywhere in the world. I'm thankful that you're here with me. To share this information with you and your loved ones, right? What does this mean to us? I just had a situation with one of the cars that I had. I got nibbled by a hacker. Someone was nickel and diming until they could get a big chunk. And it wasn't until I seen a couple of big chunks come out of this account that I said, oh, wait a minute. This is not nothing I authorized. I immediately got on the phone. They were very responsive. They were very understanding with me. And we got it handled. But, they also explained that the process is that they start small bits, chomping away at your account to see how do you respond. And then they'll go for the gusto, get a big, modest amount. Just to test to see if you're about it. But, when you're in the realm of holding cards and holding accounts still, you want to be able to, either make a purchase or make a deposit, go back and see the number be the same way you left it. And you don't see like 15 cent here, 20 cent here. And that's what this is. So we have to do our due diligence and definitely understand and put each other up on game about this stuff. Because if you don't know, then you don't know. And that could be a waste for you. So this is wasteful spending. Give cigarettes to adolescent kids. This is, oh man, they know that the big smoke companies, even from Juul and e-cigarettes, like to target children. So this is the amount of money that they're sending off, and I respect this. But look how low it is, right? $896,994. 800 $896,994.
Ow.
But the one for stress and gray hair was 36 million. The one for used cancer research to create a smart toilet was 6 million. It's interesting that people try to shove off Rand Paul. All right, we're from the city, or you may be from down south or out west and stuff like that, and you're like, if you're in a neighborhood or community that looks like you, chances are you're not abreast to the situation because it just doesn't show up on the screen that much. One, two, it's not in your news feeds, especially if your interests are into something else. Two, three, you're not going to see it in your newspapers because some people barely get to see newspapers during the day. Think about that. I'm from a time where people used to collect at least 2 or 3 newspapers. I'm not that old. Don't get it twisted, right? But I know and understand that you had to do that so you can check what they call similar stories. And when you do that, you're cross-referencing. Yeah, that is a word. That's actually a practice to cross-reference. Let's continue. We'll do like 3 more, and then we're going to go into the next field because it's going to get interesting, and we're going to cross-reference that with the Where's the Pork article, right? Sent messages to moms to stop their teenage girls from indoor tanning. How much you think that was? $3,452,234. This is in 2020. So they're talking about 2019. So the report can be done in 2020. With PPP, with SBA loans, and other things that's been going on, how much you think has been spent wastefully in government spending? That's the challenge here. Because as we go on, the bill has to be passed. And when I say the bill for all these things, like taxes don't go anywhere because the science of inflation. Supply chains have to demand more money so they can continue to be in business. And we're also taking a deficit from what happened to the DVOC. Yeah, backwards. You gotta be, I may talk a little fast, just try to keep up or whatever. Let me know. Yes, indeed. That's like my big brother right there. We're going to talk more about that in a few minutes. Tupac was just a magnificent brother, you know what I'm saying? From an interesting legacy. You don't find too many artists with the legacy that Tupac had, and it mimics what's going on now. Mimics everything. Actually, what we do now is play it out. Tupac done it already. We're going to talk about that. Okay. Funded an alleged faked study linking cigarettes to heart attacks.
Oh.
The government got swindled, y'all. We all got swindled, B. We got swindled, B. Out of what money? How much money? $31,125,768. No, $224. Let me write back. We just wind that back real quick. Yeah. $31,522,224 as per Rand Paul's Festivus Report 2020. Funded an alleged fake study. Keywords. Linking e-cigarettes to heart attacks. Now, how many of us seen the commercials about the e-cigarettes and a lot of the e-products, smoking products, being vapes, being a damage to the body. I raise my hand. Anybody else? Throw a seven in. Throw a seven in. Throw a seven in. And you ask again, why? What does it have to do with me? But some of that money could go to you. No matter where you work, no matter where you may go to school. I'm sure in the infrastructure of the U.S. is what's now um, basically being studied right now, because without a strong infrastructure you don't have a strong civilization. You know, from city to city there could be complications, especially with trade routes. So, $500 billion has been allocated in the new bill to go directly to infrastructure. Hopefully, that can get some immediate jobs to people, which would also do what? Strengthen the economy. That's what it can do. If the money is allocated properly and people are in place to do what they need to do. You know what, Shaka King? I need you to I need you to walk backwards and count to 10. Don't talk about that. Please don't talk about that. Thank you anyway. That's my man too. That's the God. Peace, Haji. Yeah. But e-cigarettes, that type of study alone, where could this manpower be better redirected? This is what's clear. That's why I say anybody with talent, anybody with a platform, the charisma, the know-how to be able to articulate these matters, they have to do this. It has to be driven out in some way. At times, I'm busy doing other things, but I know how important something like this is. So I at least leave it in the atmosphere and keep it pushing. You know what I mean? And somebody that could come up behind that, be more reasonable, even more clarifying to the situation, can bring even more information to the situation. So, Grand Pooh was the man. He's still good. You know what I'm saying? He's still good. He might be putting out new material where his son is working. All right. Interviewed San Francisco about their edible cannabis use. Interviewed San Franciscans about their edible cannabis use. $3,125,768. How many of you, great folks that are in the audience and abroad, can interview a control group, maybe of 20 people, on edible cannabis use and get results? How much would you need out of the $3,125,000? Talk to me. This is wasteful spending. We're going to do one more, then flip off, because there's also foreign aid, which is really interesting. There used to be the alleged account of, what was it, $3 billion going to Israel from U.S. that was unaccounted for. And this what sets up the base for a lot of what Israel was building. But no, they had their own money as well. Let's not get it twisted. But that extra money could have went somewhere else. And that's the fork in the road that we're at right now. Wasteful spending. 200 but the courthouse. True that. That would work too, my man. That would work too. Understand, when we do this is in an environment of dealing with these things on a local level and bringing the awareness to a bigger level. So talk to your peoples. Talk to 10 more people around your neighborhood. Those are my peoples, don't worry about it. I ain't shook. Foreign aid. Spent billions in Afghanistan on counter-narcotics efforts. Counter-narcotic efforts. Woo, this is a big ass number right here. It's a big ass number right here. $8,620 million. Yeah, $620 million. And you wonder why things have to pull back into the U.S. Now, here's the thing, right? $100 million. 100 was it 100 million? Is $100 million were given to the newest refugees to arrive from Afghanistan here for what's going on right now in Kabul in Afghanistan. You know, prayers to those people as well because there's a lot of turmoil going on, especially with the community of the Taliban taking over, which it had to be done eventually. When you occupy a place for so long, you also diminish your own forces to places that you may need them, right? And also, you have soldiers out there for so long, they got to see their family or the morale gets low. So it is kind of key that you pull in you pull in your best and your brightest at the time. But you also have to suffer the diplomacy that is situated. Family, people, friends, foes, I don't care what you call yourself. And frankly, this is bigger than all of us. It doesn't matter what you call yourself or who's calling you what. The ultimate goal is to get further awareness and at least draw the conversation up so these things don't happen. Because now you're going to have new people entering in, taking your spot. Yeah, my spot too. We're not solid in what we do. And I always talk about being solid. That's above everything. Dignity and being solid is above everything for me. Okay, fund classes for Kenyan artists and performance. I kind of like that. $150,000. That's not bad. Some foreign aid is good. It's a diplomacy issue. It's a value system, and it also brings in new material, new education. Yeah, that's good. I'm not mad at that. Planned Olympic themed events in Singapore, $75,000. Support Sri Lankan think tanks, $800,000. That could go either way. Going to do three more and that's it. Spend millions to help deal with the truant Filipino youth. $37,500,000. Okay. All right, now we have a little something going on here. Filipino youth, $37 million. Yeah, that's something else, man. Something else. I mean, the Philippines do have a diplomatic relationship with U.S. and some of the allies of the U.S. and things of that nature. But, 37 million is kind of strong. It's kind of strong. You could tap that down another 20 million. Maybe you can do something else with that. See, when you have a budget and you start to allocate things, chances are most of that money that's going to whatever is allocated doesn't go there. It goes in somebody else's pocket. And that's like true across the board. And we don't talk about that. That's the things that we don't see. You know what I mean? And that creates the boogeymen that bump in the night. Yeah. Two more, we out. Put on theatrical plays in Mumbai. $30,000. Not too bad. Teaches English to rural unemployed Romanians. $25,000. Okay. I want to get a good one for you. Oh, here you go. Sends Russians to American community colleges for a gap year. $3,250,000.
Oh,
Yeah. What?
wow.
Oh man.
Come on now, dog.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
This is what visas come into play. And if you have a long-standing Cold War about technology, everything from technology to politics, chances are you might have to cut some of that money. But where will it go? Who will it be allocated to? We're going to close that one out. Thank you, Rand Paul, for a good, great, solid report. And this is from, like I said, Andrew Juski, Adam Andrzejewski, senior contributor of the Forbes magazine. He says the ever-rising federal debt will soon surpass $27 trillion at least $82,000, like I said before, for every person in the U.S. This is waste, duplication, and weird and unnecessary spending for your tax dollar funding.
Dog. Come on, man.
Yeah, man, yeah. It's crazy. They got a report called Where's the Pork, and it maps out how this $27 trillion, gets broken down, which is insane. Let's see how we can get this party started right. Waste examples. I like this. Forget the pork barrel spending, because that's been going on for years, ever since there were actual pork barrels being sold. It's not, dig into your history to get that, right? Hookers for Jesus. $530,000, $530,190. Yeah. Hookers for Jesus. This one I particularly like. I'm not gonna front. Tai Chi classes in senior centers, $671,251. I think that should be way much more. Teaching some type of holistic medicines, rhythmic exercises that are smooth and plain for seniors and those that are disabled, or impaired. Get them to move, their bodies flowing and stuff like that. That is a great contribution. I think more money, maybe the money that was for the stress and gray hairs, $36 million, can go into that. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Yo, my mans, we're not doing that. Like, this is a safe zone, and I allow certain things, but that's just lowbrow and it's corny. Sorry, I'm not childish like that. But salute to that, right? Yeah. Creating outdoor gardens in schools, $1.6 million. Oh yeah, you're proud of yourself. Let me do that. Yeah, you're proud of yourself. You're proud of yourself. Yeah, son. You're really proud of yourself. Yeah. Space alien detection, $7 million. Now you know that the new Space Force is in effect. How much money is going to go to that? Especially while people still may believe in the flat Earth and complain about NASA. But who put the Space Force in effect? I want you to think. Everybody's a thief over there. You're talking about draining the swamp? There's alligators eating the other alligators, eating the crocodile. No crocodiles. It's eating the honey badgers and stuff like that. It's all going down. It's all going down. And no one is the wiser, and these are the things that get missed. I'm going to deal with that accordingly. Sex education for prostitutes in Ethiopia, $2.1 million. That's terrible. That's terrible. Way much more money should go to that. To eliminate prostitution. But you know what? Man, that's the oldest profession too. How can you stop that? You gotta stop that by bringing out morals and qualities in the people in the communities around. That's the only way. Yeah. Web live streamed eclipses, $3.7 million. Not too bad. Subsidized airport on Martha's Vineyard, $12 million. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Oh.
$12 million for subsidized airport. They did repairs on it actually. Lots, many millionaires to billionaires go there. They couldn't chip in. This is government spending. Wasteful spending out of your pocket as a taxpayer, out of my pocket. Now, I say all this to say that even though we joke and kid and we have, you know, our good times and things of that nature, people are playing with us, nickel and diming out of our social living, our real economics that we work. Like, you may work somewhere right now and you could be getting at least $2,000 to $3,000 more dollars in your paycheck, but because someone thinks it's cost effective enough to take more money out of your check than letting you see it, becomes a problem, becomes an issue. Not only that, you think those stimulus checks are not going to be paid for in the long run? There's a thing called the back end. The back end. That social services are not going to be able to take care of unless we have a surplus coming up. So while you were throwing mud at each other and digging ditches for each other, there's somebody getting paid. You get it? I don't like to be that. I'm not that guy. I'm really not that guy, man.
Yeah, I got time, cuz.
But I do. Because I'm trying to just get the conversation running so we can go into new fields of study so we can start clowning the people that really need to be clowned. You know? Clowning the services that are really inept and need to get up to par. Because apparently, you know, you may have a nephew, a niece, an uncle, you know, that's on some type of entitlement, what they call entitlement, some services, needed services, aunt, grandmother, great grandfather. I don't care what it is. I don't care what the color is. To tell you the truth, you may have people that need these services, and this money is being jacked. So when I played Pac earlier, he says, we're the best thing for the millennium. Let's see if I can go. Let me go back to the Pac, man. Playing with me. Man, playing games, man. Playing games. Okay, where we at?
Good move, and I might not want to be going. This shit is so minor. This is not about me and Biggie. Everybody keep talking about it. Y'all making this nigga bigger than he is. Do you hear me fucking talking about this? Is about this is a major plan, a major strategy. That was the impetus or the starter or the generator that kicked it off. They happen to be the regime before me. Just like Republicans hate Carter or whatever, now the Republicans like, we can't wait for Bush to come back, you know? Just like now I'm in power and everybody that love Biggie, they all like, I can't wait for Biggie to come back, or somebody like that, or nah, that's why they root for them. They rooting for
always looking for the new regime.
And when I was gone, that's why all my niggas was like, we can't wait for them to come, and that's why they rushed the polls. They wanted a new regime. And my regime includes the East Coast. It includes the West Coast. It brings money. It's economics. You know what I mean? I study this shit. Yeah, I'm bringing money to New York by signing groups, by Death Row East. That's bringing money, economics.
Let me settle this down real quick.
I'm bringing the bridge through this motherfucker. I want to start an athletic team where all the rappers sponsor a team. You know what I mean? I'm bringing the community.
Boom.
I'm bringing the bridge through
all right.
I want to start
Biggie and him towards the end of both of their towards the height of the beef, actually, they started to get together and try to iron out things. Well, at least the intermediaries wanted to really get to iron out things. And Tretch talked about it. Hussein Fatal, rest his soul, talked about it before he passed to the essence. A few others. Spice One, MC. What's my man name? Spice One, Shock G, Easy Mo B. I'm mentioning East and West people at the same time. Melly Mel, because Pac was the bridge of hip hop and street culture from East to West, right? You got to understand Tupac's lineage and not be romanticized by the colorful character that's presented to you, right? Tupac came from Afeni Shakur, who was part of the New York 21, a sister that had the wherewithal and the knowledge to, she studied law, was able to defend her comrades in a high profile case in New York. First of all, and I say this to a lot of people that, they might throw a person that may be considered a hero and throw him to the wayside. If you haven't done a quarter of the work, you're not qualified to speak. That's off the matter of fact, whatever you say out your mouth, you might as well wipe your mouth the same way you wipe your ass. That's just the way it is. I didn't make this world, I'm in it. I say that to say that Afeni's position was very key in that Black Panther movement party, and she got what Matusa calls is a celebrated political prisoner at the moment. And these things come into Pac as a child in conception. So the story of his mother having a shotgun at her womb while a concussion grenade or whatever, stun grenade, is thrown in their apartment while they go to arrest her and her comrades. This is something that's in the psyche of the child in the womb. How do you expect them to come out? First of all. And what follows on along his life is the poem called The Rose That Grew Out of the Concrete. If you can, Google it now. You can Google it with your child. And you can talk about that. You can talk about that. It doesn't matter how the petals looked and stuff. Great inspiration. Growing up, going from place to place, knowing that the party that they believed in solely, that clothed, fed, and cherished them, and then the street families around him that taught and protected him. He was going to places like Baltimore as MC New York. How do you think you'll be received by people that are native to that place? Yeah. It's not always, you gotta fight for your spot. And hip hop was the medium. Instead of having to throw your fists, you throw your words. So your talent spoke for you. As a kid. And there's no manual to this. And as you look and go forward, you start to find out, times where he didn't have enough. He had a sister. Nobody talked about his sister. He had a younger brother from another part of his family, Yafu Kuda. Rest in peace to him. That's young Gaddafi. You know what I'm saying? And the responsibility and the pressure to be who he was, as well as take care of his family, became a thing for him. So he decided, this music thing is what's going to be what it is. I'm into the music thing. If it wasn't the music that saved him, it would have been the streets that killed him earlier. I'm going to say it again. If it wasn't for the music that saved him, it would have been the streets that would have killed him earlier. You don't think he was being watched? Now here we go. But he got in. Remember, MC New York going this one, that one. Went from Baltimore to the Bay, Marin City. You know, in Baltimore, you had some movements of being known to be a rapper and everything like that. Was cool. It was too early though, and he also was with the Baltimore um, high school theatrical arts, kind of like LaGuardia out here in New York City, where you audition to get inside the school. Then you're doing plays, you're doing musicals and stuff like that. And he met a young Jada Pinkett Smith. Beautiful, kind of sum up of people coming of age into their prominence, right? Beautiful. And he was into fashion. He was into it's a smiling kid. On the surface, because he's still dealing with the reality of being somebody that has a mother that is trying to struggle day by day on drugs. Because the movement almost killed her. We talk about him, but we don't talk about her. The daily life. See, like when I have conversations with certain people and I may build with them, I'll be like, you know what, first of all, we're talking from a perspective where we live with running water. And be like, yo, Megan, what you mean by that? I say, you have the privilege to turn on the faucet and already think that water's going to come out. And then you're really into it where, you turn on the hot water, you just flip the thing, and you really think that hot water's supposed to come out of that. In a world where nothing is promised. Think on that. How privileged you are. How much you give up for granted. So, the young man does what he does there, has to move. Moves to Marin City, gets to know, and he says it in his raps, pimp, pushes, and thugs. Well, he didn't say thugs yet. Pimps, pushes, prostitutes, and learn my game, and get the gab from the prostitutes. The women taught him. They were damaged. He was already damaged. They gave him a place to stay, sit, listen to game. It's similar to how homies out in the East Coast really help older cats run numbers. See, the grooming of the street life begins when you start to, somebody take a liking to you because of how you move and interact with your peers. And then from there, somebody might take you under their wing. Yo, young dude, come with me. Boom. Let's make this work. Let's see, put some money in your pocket. I like this style. I mean, y'all seen, what's that, Goodfellas, Bronx Tales. They'll tell it over and over again and have the image around it look fanciful, look accepting, but it's actually cold, vicious. You gotta earn your spot. Well, until now, now people do whatever they want to do. Yeah.
Oh, nah, dog. Come on, man.
I'm trying to tell you, man. Shout out to Terrence Howard. Yeah, and shout out to Boosie. You had to earn your spot. You just couldn't just walk in and say, I'm this, that, and the third. You had to prove you tough. And it wasn't just about socking some old lady outside of the damn store. You had to prove it tough with your peers. How you move, what kind of clothing you cut from. Do you have style? Sophistication. And he got that gift of gab. Mind you, one of his relatives was that Bunchy Carter, Geronimo Pratt. Godfather. Just went to the Rest in the Essence, Monster Cody. Sudi Akoli. These are the people who's having conversations with. He was one of the youngest new presidents of the new Black Panther Party. Did you know that? It doesn't matter what happened in your past if you're willing to redeem yourself and stay strong and true, put your feet down and regulate as a real person, as a real one. man or woman. So he stopped school, got busy, got with connections, got with Digital Underground real early. It was a groupie, not a groupie, a roadie. Just like Tretch was a roadie for Queen Latifah. You know, carry boxes, make go to the store, dance in the background, holding your talent, waiting for your next chance. Like, yo, I got to get. As soon as I get on stage and get bit, I'ma show them what I'm about. So you constantly getting into your craft, constantly at work. Pac that's how he was able to go in and do that many mixtapes and albums. He's a consummate professional. I don't have time to waste. And plus, he had a prophecy. In his own mind, he had a prophecy of an early death. And he would say these profound statements like, I'm not going to be the one to spark the change, but I'm going to be the one to influence the minds that have the spark. All that stuff. And like I said, this is not personality worship. That stuff stopped a long time ago. I don't know how people are still on it, because people just like chaos and confusion. That's on you. But when the real step in the room, the fake get quiet. That's what I'm on. And then we gotta, as the real, gotta see who's studying and who's just posing. There's a lot of posers. No need to talk about it. No need to talk about it. I like my man's right there. Shouts out to Griselda. West Side got a new project coming out too. This is the growth of the coming of age in hip hop. We're basically all the same age. Basically the same age. The essence of hip hop had to go through the same route as Tupac did. And that's how we, basically bring the parameters on what an MC is. Nas did the same way. Jay the same way. Those Big the same progression. Rakim same progression. Big Daddy Kane same progression. It's a story always done the same way, just differently, just with different nuances. But his story is unique in effect because he was able to articulate himself. And we got the imagery, we got the media for it. But just as much as he was in the media for good, the media turned on him. So, out of Digital Underground, same song comes out, big break. Oh, we love this guy. He's a nice smile. He's just the media. He's just a photography darling. Just throw him all over the place. He's struggling and striving, still driving in the hoopty, trying to get his ends and everything like that. Messing with all the girls, because now you got access to groupies. Of course, that's going to happen. As a man, as you with some money in your pocket, that's what's going to go down. Especially with Digital Underground. Holla if you hear me with Digital Underground. Yes. I love Digital Underground. I used to watch the Sex Packet album. Played that like a bar. So salute to Shock G, Money B, yeah. He took that and Tretch with Queen Latifah. They became best of friends because they shared the same struggle. I think Tretch is one of the best for me, as far as I can see. Took that up to one of his first projects, and Brenda's Got a Baby. And this, my wonderful ears in the cyber world, is the beginning of Tupac as an artist. The fact that he was able to write such a song, such an illustration, a story that could be seen from where he was across the globe, immediately initiate him as a legend. Immediately. Come on, 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 come on.
Cause I keep it real. Nigga, you don't even keep it real with.
Immediately, because of the severity of the story, he didn't care if it was bumping in the radio and stuff like that. He made a song for your head. And at this time, you can actually do that, but you wouldn't get on the charts like that. He did. He did. And from there, skyrocket. But with money and power and respect also comes pitfalls, betrayal. It's people not in your best interest. People that smile in your face but got the knife to your back. Entities that want you to be one way for them all the time so they can get money but give you little to nothing. So he got with some street cats. It's in his blood. It's what he was raised around. But in New York it's different. The grooming process is different. The measuring out is different. Everybody's bumping head to be number one on the low. They don't tell you that. And when they do tell you that, that means they got an army ready. Yeah. There's a lot of heavy hitters from New York. Lots. And the people that are named, some of them couldn't even measure up to the people that's not named. That part. And they'll tell you. But he measured up. He got with some peeps. And for a while it was cool. And you go into the categories. You go into see that in the music there was a progression of violence. After I Get Around, it started getting darker and deeper. Keep Your Head Up was one of those, like the remnants of what he was used to doing. Because it was an old rhyme, but he was able to put it into, into effect. And we love stuff like that. We played it, but then it got darker and deeper. Things got angrier. The progression of hip hop itself started to change, so you can't be the same way and be successful. I'm not going to go into his whole story, but in remembrance of his glowing times. And that's why I play this clip, Rob Marriott interview, Marriott, Marriott. Rob Marriott interview, I think he was with Ego Tripping magazine. I'm not sure, I forget what magazine he was with. Rob Marriott in 1996, actually early 1996. He actually also did one of the last interviews for B.I.G. Yeah, Rob Marriott. Where we at?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So to bring this all the way home, especially with wasteful spending, like how does that clue in, right? Where a lot of this money goes to, the entertainment industry. The apps that we use right now, everything from China-owned Bigo to YouTube, where unscrupulous, malicious, malevolent characters display their full barrage of chaos, confusion, and even frustration, all for the sake of content. Same thing happens in hip hop, which used to be a very great medium for new study, knowledge. You must learn. I know I can be all I can be. Yeah. Into the madness that we see now with increased drug use. Increased drug. Salute to DMX, in essence, Michael K. Williams. Michael K. Williams is about to play DMX in a biopic. That's what he was working for now. It's wild. It's wild. Fuquan Johnson, so many others that just suffered from, what's the brother named Juice World. We could go for so long, and that's a problem, man. A problem. Because we let the, the the boiling of frustration and aggression and anger, we pay into it. We pay into it. And as a result, we get the results we see every day. So as you walk outside and you find some kids, some young ones that are misdirected, and you put that energy out anywhere in your line, you're a cause of it. Yeah. I was a cause for it. I was a cause, and I was a result of it. And it's not till I found a way to flip it that I stopped being a result of it. It wasn't a way until I found how to flip it when I stopped being the cause for it. See, I know that for sure, if there's anything in the world that's true, energy is 360 degrees. What you give out is definitely what you get back. I learned that early, super early. And to survive from that makes me want to warn others rather than victimize others. That's just me. And I know many others like me that are in the same scope. And when it gets to a point where, things get heated and tension raises in the air, as men, there's gotta be a line to say, yo, look, I don't even need to deal with you anymore. And things outside of that is just, it's weird to me. Yeah, we're about to have a thunderstorm out here, so I'm thankful and appreciated. I'm thankful and appreciative that you were able to show up here. Now, I will have treats later down the line. But at this moment, I just, really want you to grasp the moral to these two topics here. Wasteful spending is like wasteful energy, right? Because the currency is your attention. The currency is your mindset and where you put your investment can either pay off or cause you to lay off. And I don't care what you look like, what you're into, what you're doing right now, who you're doing right now. I want you to walk good and in good fortune. As you move on from this point, you can always say, yo, that dude, Mega, he got something. I really don't like him. Maybe some of the bottom, but what he said right there, that's some stuff. I can carry that with me. And that's what I'm here for. All right? So, I bid you wellness, oneness, like, comment, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's thug it out to the end. Rest in the great essence with the ancestors, Tupac, and all the other players out there. Super salute. Take us out of here. What I'm going to take you out of here with? Hold on. Hold on. I got something for you. You gonna like this. You gonna like this. Only a little bit, because too much is too much.
Raised a little young nigga doing bad shit. Talk more shit 'cause I never had shit. I could remember being whoop they class. And if I didn't pass, I'ma whoop my ass.
Only a little bit. Hold on.
Making these was my mission. Moving up for this shit to get my mama out the kitchen. And why must I stop the fella? Just to live large like Rockefeller.
Walk good, everybody. Thank you, EP. Soccer King, no hard feelings, but please don't do that here, you know what I'm saying? Mo Cream is his other brother, that's right. His older brother. Known for that Tony Tone, yep. I want you to wonder.